Ever had your entire driveway turned into a no-go zone by one gleaming luxury car? I sure have. It wasn't just any car, it was a sleek BMW M8, parked smack in front of my property entrance like it owned the place. And the owner? None other than Victoria Lang, the iron-fisted HOA president in our quiet Arizona suburb. She didn't just enforce the rules. She twisted them into weapons to suit her ego. When she decided to flex her power on me, that BMW became her blockade, stopping deliveries, visitors, and even my own pickup from getting through. She called it shared community access. I called it straight-up bullying. She figured I'd back down. She figured her precious ride was invincible. What she didn't count on was me calling in a favor that involved 60 tons of military muscle. The first time it happened, I thought it was a mix-up. I live on the edge of our gated community in Scottsdale with a long driveway leading to my modest ranch-style home. It's the only way in or out, and that morning, under the blazing Arizona sun, there sat this shiny BMW M8, blocking it completely. I stood there with my coffee, staring at the thing like it was a bad joke. But it wasn't funny. No packages could roll in, no buddies could drop by, and my truck was trapped like a penned-up horse. Then she showed up Victoria Lang, strutting down the sidewalk in her designer yoga pants and oversized sunglasses. If entitlement had a face, it was hers. She ran the HOA like her personal kingdom, always quoting bylaws with a fake smile that hid her sharp edges. "Ryan," she said, all smug, "this is a regulated community space. Totally within guidelines." I knew better. That spot was my private driveway easement, right there in the property deed. But Victoria didn't care about facts. She cared about control. "Move your car," I said, keeping it civil. She just laughed. "File a complaint if you must. Until then, it's staying." And off she went, leaving her BMW like a guard dog. That day, my UPS delivery bounced back. A neighbor trying to borrow tools had to park half a mile away and hike over. Even a mail guy grumbled about suburb snobs as he handed stuff over at the curb. I stayed cool, figuring it'd blow over. It didn't. Next morning, same deal, the BMW was back, like clockwork. By week's end, it was her routine. Park it there at dawn, leave it all day, sometimes overnight just to rub it in. Folks started murmuring. "That's got to be against the rules," they'd say. "Why not call the cops?" I did. But the officers glanced at her HOA papers and shrugged. "Civil issues, sir. Not our lane." At the HOA meeting, she stood up, adjusting her gold necklace, and preached about respecting shared spaces. Her cronies nodded along. I sat fuming in the back, realizing this wasn't about parking, it was about her dominating the neighborhood. One night, staring at that BMW under the streetlights, I vowed to flip the script. She ramped it up. Lunchtime blocks, evening lockouts, BMW became my daily nightmare. Neighbors noticed. Old Mr. Garcia from next door whispered, "She's targeting you, Ryan. We all see it." He was right. It was a power play. The breaking point hit on a Saturday. I had a lumber shipment for fixing my shed roof. The truck pulled up, the driver hollering, "Can't get in." Thanks to the BMW, I rerouted it miles away and hauled the wood myself, back aching by dusk. That night, I stormed her door. She answered with a wine glass, smirking. "Problem? Move it now." She sipped slowly. "Prove I have to." The door slammed. I dug out my deed, maps, and records, ironclad proof it was my land. At the next meeting, I presented it all. The room hushed. Then Victoria rose, all dramatic. "Misinterpretation, folks. HOA overrides easements." Her puppets agreed. Gavel down. Petition denied. She leaned in later. "Maybe downsize your ego, Ryan." I was done with their game. Tried notes on her windshield, polite at first. She taped one back. "HOA trumps your opinion." Cops again, civil matter. Lawyer, solid case, but it'll drag on. Meanwhile, repairs stalled. Friends bailed on visits and deliveries detoured. Victoria power walked past, waving cheerily. "Nice day, huh?" At block parties, she'd joke, "Ryan's so territorial about his little driveway like it's the Alamo." Uneasy laughs, but I showed folks knew she was overstepping. Fear kept them quiet. The final straw, Friday dinner with my brother and his kids. Grill fired up, table set. They are a vacant enter. BMW blockade. My brother calls. We turning around? Rage boiled. I banged on her door. You're blocking my family. Rules apply to everyone. That snapped it. No more systems. I had a past she didn't know. Army vet, armor division. Tanks were my thing. That night, the idea hit crush her symbol of smugness. Scroll contacts, found Mike Donovan, old unit pal, running a military history museum in Phoenix. Told him everything. I need to flatten her BMW with a tank. Silence, then a booming laugh. You're nuts, but count me in. We got an M1 Abrams for demos. Could detour for a private show. Plan set. Risky? Hell yes. But sweet. The day came under clear skies. Rumbling first, then the ground shook. The Abrams rolled in, Mike grinning from the hatch. Neighbors spilled out, kids excited, adults stunned. Phones up, streaming live. Victoria emerged, clipboard ready, face twisting from surprise to fury. This is harassment. I stayed calm. Historical demo on my property. She planted feet by her BMW. You wouldn't dare. The crowd grew. I gave her one last shot. Move it. She climbed in, revving defiantly. Mike idled forward. Gasps. She honked wildly. Doubt flickered in her eyes as the shadow loomed. Countdown 10. 9. Shadow swallowed the car. 8. Sweat on her brow. 7. Horn blared. 6. Ground trembled. 5. No backup from her allies. 4. Panic set in. 3. 2. 1. Roll. Treads ground forward. Screech contact. Crunch. Metal screamed, glass shattered. The BMW folded like foil. Victoria scrambled out, heels clacking, as the tank pulverized seats, hood, everything. Alarms wailed pitifully. The crowd erupted cheers, laughs, disbelief. The once pristine ride? Pancake scrap. Smoke cleared. I faced her. Trespassing removed. She raged crime. Cops arrived, eyed the scene. Reviewed deeds, videos. Ma'am, you were warned. Civil at best. Her jaw dropped. Neighbors applauded. Her power? Crushed. Aftermath. No one echoed her threats. The board ousted her in an emergency vote. She ranted about suits, but support vanished. For sale sign up. Moving trucks came. She left in a rental, humiliated. Neighborhood breathed, easy driveway clear, rules relaxed. Mike and I shared beers by the barn, tank parked like a trophy. Keep it a while. Why not? Looking back, it wasn't just a carrot, it was unchecked ego. Victoria thought the rules were bent for her. Forgot power on fear crumbles when challenged. I didn't want war, but sometimes you fight for what's yours. Courage wins. What do you think? Was I justified or over the top? Share your take in the comments, stand your ground, and let me know your view.